Loveable, confused, Gracie he called her, lovable and confused. Back in the golden age of radio and TV, back in those days of big glass electric tubes. Grace, Ethel, Cecile, Rosalie, Allen, Airhead of the Airwaves, Nitwit of the networks, America's most famous scattered brain. She could drive a normal person half insane. She was the partner, best friend, confidant and lover to that man with the big cigar. He was the straight man, the shill, second banana, never caring that she was the star. She called him Nattie.
Oh, Nattie.
He called her Googie.
Googie.
She drove us batty.
Batty.
He loved his stogies.
Stogie.
Burns and Allen. Burns and Allen. She had a favorite Uncle Barnum, and he grew grapefruits so large that she said,
Only takes 8 of them to make a dozen.
ooh, go rap that around your head. Yes, her favorite Uncle Barnum was no simple fool. He used to love to dive the high dive in his swimming pool. So he drained out all the water, no fuss, no tricks.
He knew how to dive, but he couldn't swim a lick.
Gracie, why should I give your mother a bushel of nuts? What'd she ever give me?
Why, George, she gave you me, and I'm as good as nuts.
Nuts, I should have. Loveable, confused, Gracie, he called her, lovable and confused. Back in the golden age of radio and TV, back in those days of big glass electric tubes. You know, according to music lovers everywhere, Gracie was probably the only human being on the planet who genuinely enjoyed George's singing.
Oh, George.
But here's a little ditty that he wrote. A sweet young woman was jilted by her husband. He left her and went on his merry way. And with tearful eyes, she wrote this final letter in which her broken heart had this to say. I'm returning every present that you gave me. I'm sending back each letter that you wrote, and every sweet memento that we cherished, the locket that I wore around my throat. Enclosed you'll find the mortgage on the house, dear. That unfair, you must admit it's true. I'm returning everything except the baby. Oh, that's the only thing I didn't get from you. Loveable, confused, Gracie, he called her, lovable and confused. Back in the golden age of radio and TV, back in those days of big glass electric tubes. She dined with Scarface, hung with W.C. Fields, danced with Fred Astaire, had lunch with the Prince of Wales. But it was always George that was dear to her heart, as she said,
Oh, George, let the others make statues of Apollo and Mercury and Hercules. You're the man I want to chisel.
That's why I love you, Gracie.
Guess what, George? My sister had a brand new baby.
Oh, boy or a girl?
I don't know, but I can't wait to find out if I'm an aunt or an uncle.
Uncle, of course. Why do I ask? Gracie, when were you born again?
Oh, when I was very young, you know, George. I was so surprised at being born that I couldn't speak for a year and a half.
Year and a half, good. No surprise there, sweetheart. Loveable confused Gracie. He called